My name is Spiess. I went through systems design engineering at the University of Waterloo and graduated in 1989, and then went and did my MBA at Wilfrid Laurier and graduated in 1990. So I actually had a pretty big decision to make as it became clear that there was an opportunity in the financial services industry for me. And that was that I was afraid I was going to lose my technological, maybe the vision I had that I was going to be a sales engineer, go into a plant and help design the conveyor belt and get it installed and make sure that the client was happy with how it conveyed the stuff through the factory. Like that was what I really wanted to do. And I'd taken Econ 101 with Larry Smith and had some real excitement about what I'd learned in those courses. And Larry was also one of my thesis or project supervisors in one of my work terms at Waterloo. And I remember going to his office and saying, I've got this great opportunity, which obviously will be financially lucrative, but I'm afraid I'm going to lose the touch that I enjoy with technology. And I remember Larry saying, well, if you make enough money, you can still buy the toys and play with them that way. So that gave me pause, and I thought, okay, well, let's give this a try. No career was going to last more than 5 years anyway, so why not take advantage of what was being presented to me, and went and did my MBA, which gave me the financial technical knowledge that was obviously going to be needed in a career in financial services, and joined ScotiaMcLeod in 1990. Coming up on 25 years this fall at ScotiaMcLeod, which, the thought and what we were being told when I was graduating in 1990 was, oh, it's a new age, employers don't care about you, you'll have 5 different employers over your career, don't get attached to anyone. I think that in general is true, but it's not always true. And so I've been lucky to find an employment that I enjoy, clients that I enjoy, and an employer that's been terrific to work for now 25 years. So a number of obstacles in my career. The first was that as an admittedly geeky engineer, the thought of going into a client relationship management business, financial services, seemed like an odd fit. And in fact, I went to Second City and did improv classes to get myself comfortable being in front of people and giving presentations. And giving presentations has been a big part of my job, and I view it as a game. How engaged can I get the audience? How good can my, albeit PowerPoint deck, be that teaches people about investing, mutual funds, and the things that are core to my business? And so that was a real challenge in terms of me and the person that's somewhat anxious, not the typical salesperson that you might expect as the life of the party. I'm not the person that wanders around a party thriving in that environment, but it's something that I got better at and continue to work on. I think there's a natural apprehension. I certainly had it before I pursued the part of my career, the MBA and the economics courses that talked about sales and marketing. Often those two terms are derided by at the time, my colleagues or my fellow students as, selling out, or that somehow you need to be artificial to be successful in a role that requires relationships. And I've come to realize over 25 years that virtually every job is sales. You need to present the value that you or your organization present, and hopefully present it to enough people who say, yeah, that's something I might want to pursue or take advantage of, and then maintain and nurture those relationships so that you ultimately have repeat customers. And that's to my mind what sales is not being afraid to tell some people about what you do, be proud of what you do, and then see what happens from there. Yeah, if there's anything that I want to leave as a main message, it would be that you want to feel confident enough about the product or service that you represent that you can tell friends and family about it, and hopefully you'll find not everyone, but a target market, a group of people who can benefit from what you do, and you'll be able to, with confidence, present that to them and have ongoing customers and relationships through that. So the idea of being an entrepreneur within a large organization, or an intrepreneur, is something that resonates. I was given the opportunity to build a business case for a new group RSP product that our firm innovated and won a lot of market share very quickly with. And I had to advocate for it internally, even help build or design some systems to make it operational. But then the bigger part was actually finding clients. And I even cold called in that period where I'd phone up organizations. And what's interesting is the idea of cold calling is something that's still happening. I've got a friend who just discovered a new product that he wanted to pitch to car companies, and he cold called the major car companies and was able to get meetings because he had something that new. And so back to being an intrapreneur or working within a large organization, you can still come up with ideas. If the idea is strong enough, just a little bit of politics or talking to the right people within the organization may help to get your idea launched. But I'll go back one other thought, which is within a large organization, people can get so caught up in office politics and who's the manager and who sits on what committee and things like that. And I remember one time one of my senior advisors, a colleague, when I went to gossip about the new manager that we had, and he said, "Listen, Carl, just focus on your clients. You're going to have a dozen different managers throughout your career. If you take care of your clients, everything else will take care of itself." So in that way, I think an entrepreneur is someone who focuses on the needs of the people that they serve. So I think what I would say, and it's interesting that this will be shown to some of Larry Smith's students, and I was exactly where you were now 28 years ago, 29 years ago, wondering what the future held with so much bad news always on the horizon, recessions, oil crisis, the environment, unequal distribution of wealth, issues in the third world. I wasn't sure that, what I was doing, even thinking about getting into any kind of business or having a job, was going to help the world. And I think what I've seen, what I'd want to say to students is that by being productive, by creating something, by helping people through whatever chosen field you have, the world will surprisingly continue to get better. And maybe it's taken me this long to see real evidence of that, but I'm firmly committed to feeling and wanting to share that the world does hold promise. My 17-year-old sons and 14-year-old daughter, I want to leave them with hope and opportunity as well. So I think that would be my message, that while things look tough right now, they've always looked tough. And with a bit of hard work, a couple of good ideas, you will likely get somewhere that you didn't expect to be.